Welcome, Cancer Leo, to your chakra reading for February. I hope your friends are doing great out there. If your friends like this, please like and subscribe. Okay, guys, let's see what's going on with you and your chakras. Getting yourself balanced and energized. First card coming out is the root chakra, the base chakra, going straight to the stability. This is located between the hips and the base of the spine. This is where you get all of your securities, all your stability, and your shelter, all the things that you need within life. Okay, so it's talking about the perfection over here, and this perfection card is understanding the perfection, right? This is, where am I presently focusing? Knowing what is right and telling others about it might not be the best way of being. Are you being too hard on yourself and consequently on others? Begin to look for what is right and good in the world, and you will see it. So if you are being too hard on yourself, there's no reason to be so hard on yourself. We all make mistakes. There's no such thing as perfection anyways, because we all have flaws, and we're all going to make mistakes because we're all growing. That is our journey to grow. So that if you feel like you're trying to be over perfectionist and then things fall through, yeah, it's going to make you hard on yourself because you expected something that is almost impossible. There's always going to be flaws. There's always going to be downfalls. Okay, so we have to understand this fulfillment of wishes. And this is because you want those fulfillment of wishes. So sometimes we overestimate things for, it has to be this way and it must be that way. Otherwise, I won't get this wish fulfilled. And that's not true. Okay, so fellow Tropper support is all around you. And that's what I was talking about. If you feel like, you know, others are not really supporting you, they are supporting you, right? And just remember that you do have people around you that can help you out. You don't have to do it alone, right? So you can begin to look for what's good in the world with the support that's around you, and you will see it. So if you start to believe that you have people supporting you, if you believe that there's people that are good in the world to help you out, you will find those people, right? Because that's that knock on the door will answer, okay? So don't always take everything on yourself, and don't be too rough with yourself when you do make some mistakes. Opening up the heart chakra is the number one important thing. You'll have the heart chakra over here as well to really get to the fulfillment of wishes. It's not about being perfected. It's about using the nurturing and the compassion to yourself, understanding that I'm doing the best that I can, and that's what we do, right? So we become OCD about the situation. It's not going to help. OCD actually is a negative in its own way, because nothing could ever be perfected the way that you want to see it perfected, right? You can only perfect it to the way it can be. Does that make sense? Kind of like, it reminds me of OCD cleaners. No matter how many times they clean the same spot, they expect that spot to, like, I don't know, they're going to rub the color off of it, right? You got to say a red table and it's like it's spotted, it's dirty. You're not going to rub it new. You know what I mean? Like you're rubbing it, you know, straight to manufacturer new, you know, it's not going to happen. There's no such thing, right? It's already clean. How clean are you going to get it? You can use bleach 152,000 times, but it's not going to get any cleaner. I remember this woman once that she believed that if she bleached twice because it's 99.9%, then she knows that it's over 110% or something. She used to always say, now it's 110% clean because I made sure that that 1% doesn't exist because I keep cleaning it. Okay. Hey, analytically thinking, maybe she's right. If it was 99.9 and then I cleaned it again, in her head, that makes it 99.9, makes it over 100 now, right? Now it's 1,000% clean. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, there's no chance for that to have that 1%. You see what I'm saying? They want that perfected so much that there's no chance for failure. But the problem is that there's no such thing. Okay, if it's going to get if it's going to get a virus or it's going to get sick, it's going to get sick. Okay. It's not going to 100%, you know. Okay, so improving health. So this is actually improving your health and the way that you're seeing things. It's a mental status. It's also a heart chakra status as well. It's going to help improve your health of the way you're seeing things. That way you're not allowing yourself to get stressed out. When you're over perfectioning things or you're expecting things to go this way, when things don't always go the way you want and you find a flaw, it can actually affect the whole situation because now you feel it's a downfall. So therefore, it stresses you out. That's mental health, right? Because now how is it going to fail? How did you fail, right? So now that's just not healthy. It's just not healthy to think that way. There is something better around you. The support that's around you that can actually help you with the situation so you don't feel like you're overcompelled all the time to get to the wishes fulfilled. Just knowing that the fruits of your labor are there, as long as you're just doing what you're supposed to be doing, right? Then you have exactly what you need surrounding you without having any implications of downfall. That's really what it is. It's downfall. You just be in love with what you want and have the compassion and nurture to yourself of this is the way it's going to be, right? And maybe you're also looking for, there's the other scenario, you might also be looking for perfection in someone else. There's no such thing as a perfect person. I want to bring that up as well because Spirit is really nagging on me. I just keep hearing it like bring, you know, people. There's no such thing as the perfect person. If you're looking for the perfect person, it can only be through the eyes of how you see perfect. That the person is always going to be flawed. There's always going to be something wrong with them no matter what. They might have a weird big toe. They might have their small toes too big. They might have a mole. You see what I'm saying? There's no such thing as perfect. They might do something that annoys you, like bite their nails. You see what I'm saying? So everybody has flaws. There's no such thing. Having patience and understanding, and I'm really getting the understanding over here, the understanding of knowing that there is patience within a situation, and having the 9 of coins can only travel towards what it is that you really are looking for. But there's only so much, right? There's only so much. So by improving the health and understanding that there's no such thing as real perfection anywhere. Even flowers are not made perfect. They're only as perfect as you can see them. But even if you give it to another person, they could say, but that's not really perfect because this inside piece is a little slanted. You see what I'm saying? So perfection is only the way we perceive things. And once you understand that, then it will, it will change a whole lot of what you're looking at. It will make you have more passion for the things that you're really looking at from a different point of view than always looking for what's perfect or how to become perfectionist or how, whatever the case scenario might be. But you really have to reflect on the situation of what real love is in the understanding of the situation, whether it's a person or just the situation at hand. Yeah, because otherwise you're just going to always be upset about the situation. There's going to be no real room for, let's put it this way, there's no real room for growth in its own way. If you're always looking for perfection, you're always going to feel down and you're always going to feel like something's always wrong. And that's just, once again, not healthy. There's something better to the situation once you have the better understanding that this is just not the way that things work. Right? We all struggle with this in our own ways. This reading is not just for you, but it could be for anybody watching the video, because in seriousness, that's the way chakras really work. They pick the best for what's good for you at the time. If it doesn't resonate with you, you can go watch your rising moon or Venus. But the thing is that with chakras and spiritual readings, we can always learn something from them, every sign. Because with kindness to ourselves and honesty, it puts that understanding that you're not allowing its own beauty to take shape within certain areas. And you're also too worried about what is going on and how I'm going to fix it, instead of just having the acceptance that things in life are not perfect. And like I said, every sign has this problem, and everybody has this problem one way or another. You could say maybe they're too overweight, they're too underweight, they're too this, that's not clean, that's not clean. That paperwork's not right. You didn't put a staple on the right side. You see what I'm saying? I mean, and it's just the perfection in itself is just always looking for, you know, what needs to be right. Also watch for people too. If you feel like the problem is, let's take it to the other side for some of you. Maybe you're working with a perfectionist and they're making you feel unhealthy. Maybe them speaking their truth all the time about what they feel is imperfection about you. Do not allow that to worry you, right? But also remember that, you know, it works on hand in hand. Because everybody has their own ways of doing things. But things just can't always be perfect. I mean, I remember a woman I used to work with, you staple it wrong. She would say the staple sideways, like, who gives a shit? Well, it needs to be straight. Well, did it matter when it went out? Did it really matter? No, the boss said it didn't matter. But she had to have it straight. It has to be straight. That's a perfectionist, and it's a stupid thing. It didn't make the paper do anything different. It still did what it was supposed to be doing. It was just because she was so perfectionist on that she could drive everybody else insane, right? So we have to learn how to, yeah, in the end, I just ended up stapling it the way she wanted it stapled, okay, because I'm not going to fight with her, right? But the point that I'm making is that you could drive someone insane and yourself insane, because then I watch her mental health, because then she goes over there and complains about this stupid staple, not, oh my God, and then she actually drove herself crazy for about a half an hour about that stupid staple not going the right way. I can't believe she just can't follow the rules. And talking to herself, like, who gives a shit? You see the point? And so it might also be that you're dealing with someone like this, and you need to have the nurturing and love to figure out how you're going to survive through this. You see what I'm saying? And the only way to do it is by opening your heart and just saying, whatever. But also realizing that they don't need to be that way, right? And it also it affects your mental health. So by opening up your compassion, you could just be patient with them and have the understanding, right? Oh my God, I'm telling you, perfectionists, don't put your finger on that spot. I just washed it, right? Or don't put your hand on the mirror, but you should never put your hands on the mirror anyways. It's really rude, right? I mean, seriously. But a staple. Come on, guys. It was worth nothing. Okay? And just to know that it brought her down in a mental health issue of her over there brooding and talking to herself about the situation for a half an hour is not mentally, it's not mentally healthy. And yeah, she would hold she holds grudges about it as well. Because then she'd bring it up again. Did you do that right? Or are you just going to, go against all my rules? Okay, guys. So let's see. I am not here to create sameness, and that is the absolute truth. If you're a perfectionist and you expect other people to be just as perfectionist as yourself, or however you want to see this situation, everybody's story is a little different. Just remember, everybody's a little different. You can't expect everybody to staple the paper on the right side. Maybe I was creative. Maybe I didn't like where her staple was. Okay. I know, right? It was like, oh, rebelliousness. Maybe it was creative rebelliousness. But anyways, there are as many different worlds as there are perceivers. And that's what I was saying. They're perceiving one thing as the other. And you're perceiving that this needs to be clean. Maybe she's perceiving that, that staple made a hell of a difference, in the way you're going to turn the paper. There are as many different worlds as there are perceivers, beings or individuals. You are not here to create one world where everyone is the same. Watch that. That's wokeness. I've talked about this. Okay, we're not the Borg. Okay, we're not beehive. Wanting and getting the same. You are here to be that which you want to be while you allow all others to be that which they want to be. And we really have to watch this one, though, my friends, because wokeness is very bad. You know, it allows them to become some kind of snowflake to where they believe that we all have to have the same opinion, and that gets rid of the throat chakra of the creativity within oneself. And the perfection also does too, because it allows no flawness of another person, and it also allows no room for anyone to be different from what you perceive them to be, right? So if someone is doing this to you, or if you're doing this to someone else, be careful of that. Just watch that. Make sure you're reflecting upon the situation, however it is for you. And just remember, gentle and kindness is always the best. But this here is a big one for me right here, because the woke society right now really goes against all of the chakras laws, right? It goes against just human creation in itself of the creative mind. Because anytime that you want to Borg someone into being something that you want them to be in the same room, with the same thoughts, the same understanding, the same everything, it doesn't matter, right? Then it leaves no room for humanity to create anything. Because you're saying we only create what I say we're going to create, and then we're all going to do what we do as a beehive. We're not beehives, okay? If we were a beehive, then we would have one thought pattern only, as a 100% collective. Look, as a human beings, we're already in our own kind of collective thought pattern, but this way does not allow the Borgs don't have creativity. We do what the Borg Queen says. Yes, some Star Trek knowledge. My husband's a Trekkie, so, you know, just go with it, okay? I've been with him 27 years, okay? Just go with it, okay? You know, his whole family are Trekkies, so, you know, just go with the flow over here. Yes, I have to bring it up because it is true, though. So, okay, guys. And that was some quirkiness for you for the day. Until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.